Hunter spooks and demons.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Thriving in Chaos. I'm your host, Rebel Phoenix. With me, as always, my co-host, Stella Rune.
Hello.
Hi, friend. How you
How are
doing?
you? Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm better now.
Yeah.
I missed you so much. I haven't seen you in forever.
It's only been a couple of hours.
18
fair.
hours, ma'am.
To be fair, before this week, we hadn't recorded in forever because cancellations, internet issues, all that crap. So
And vacations. We've been
And
on vacation somewhere in there too.
But we went on vacation together, so
I know. And we need another one like right now.
well, I'll see you next week in Indiana.
That you will.
Next
that you
week?
will. We will be filming Dasher Slasher.
Yep.
And then
You
2
need to
weeks
say
after,
Splasher, and I'm like, that is not what it's called.
after that, we get to go film Boredom and Bloodshed.
Well, I won't be there for that one, unfortunately.
And then somewhere in there, we'll film Lights Out with Tyrell.
I won't be there for that one either. Life. Being a grown-up sucks.
And then we have New York for Chuck. We have Extortion Thugs in New York.
We do.
You will be there for that.
We'll be there for that one, for sure. And that's in November. But yeah,
It
and in
is.
between we have conventions, and someone I know is getting married. So there's all of those things.
Yeah. And then we have a cruise in February with
I
Jay and
know.
Silent Bob.
I'm so excited. So if anybody is going on the Jay and Silent Bob cruise, we will see you then.
Yes,
That's
we
gonna be so
will,
fun.
because I don't care if I gotta crawl my ass to the boat. We will be there.
You
Come
won't have
hell or high water.
You won't have to. You'll be all right.
It's fine.
And if I have a problem, you can just push me down and then just drag me with your scooter.
Okay,
work.
that's fair.
Yeah.
That sounds great. It's
Yeah.
fine.
I have a skateboard somewhere around my house. Just put me on my belly and be like, wee. Oh, that'd be so messed up. Oh, the image is in my head right now.
Yeah, I can see me like on the scooter doing the Wizard of Oz. Dun, 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 dun. And then
Just
you're
behind
just
you.
trailing behind
Whee!
like Superman on the skateboard. Oh, the things that pop into our ADHD heads. Speaking of which, before we go too far off the topic, let's get back to our conventions.
Mm-hmm.
So we definitely need you guys to check out this one, August 23rd, Rats and Reapers. Good friend of ours is running it. Dave Grant, Snarly Owl. You gotta love him. Definitely want to check that one out. What?
You said gotta love him, and I said because we said so.
Right. You gotta love him because we said so. It's fine. But he's got a lot of cool stuff going on. He's got a haunted house, cryptids, caskets, hearses. You know, who doesn't want to think about dying before they're dead?
Yeah. Well.
And on top of it,
and we're in this business.
Hot rod cars.
Yeah.
So definitely check him out. August 23rd, 12 to 6. Thick and Thin. Spark Drive, Hagerstown, Maryland. There you go. You're welcome, people. Enjoy. Next up, a convention I will personally be attending. The Maine Paranormal and Horror Convention. And obviously the real Annabelle will be there. So come see the controversy, guys. Be a part of it live in person.
I wonder how many people will be asking like all of the questions about Dan and everything that happened.
Every single one of them for sure.
Yeah. At the very least, everybody's going to be wondering about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But that's the great thing. They can come ask in person. So definitely check that out. Check us out. We will have a booth there with the Ghost Professor.
Mm-hmm.
Christina Spencer. She'll be my sidekick since Stella can't make it.
Yeah.
She left me for Hollywood Horror Nights in the Universal Studios.
So again, if you guys are going to be in Universal the first week of September, keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Redhead, just start yelling Stella. Maybe I'll hear you. I'm really deaf though, so no promises.
Hey, now, no matter which part of the country you're in, you can see one of us. Yay.
Or you could be on the West Coast and you wouldn't see us.
But half the West Coast is going to be at Maine, so it's fine.
Okay.
We got you top or bottom. We're working on in the middle. Okay, it's fine.
We live in the
Anyway,
fine.
Anyway, definitely check that out. September 6th and 7th in Augusta, Maine. And moving
Yeah.
on. Now we have one final sponsor, and then we can get to our party in the back.
Yeah.
Definitely check out this movie. I will personally be a part of it. Stella might be if we can
Maybe.
out
If we can
scheduling,
swing it. Yeah.
But
The story
definitely check
sounds
this out.
so good.
Yes, it does. It does. And it's
Really
very
heartwarming.
Yeah, it's very inspirational. It's an
Yeah.
inspirational piece. And it's being done by a guy who's actually a good friend of mine, Mr. Tyrell Jason. I don't want to
Mhm.
name drop or anything, but he's
But Tyrell.
Tyrell Jason, he works for HBO. He's filmed some really big movies lately, like Happy Gilmore 2. Yes, he worked on it. So
Yeah.
definitely check him out as a director. He
Yeah.
has done a ton of stuff, and
Yep.
we are here for all of it. So definitely check that out.
Check out the website, lightsout.info.
For sure.
But what you didn't mention was that any donation is actually tax exempt.
It is. It's
because
all tax deductible.
Yep, it's run through a charity. So yeah, not tax exempt, tax deductible, sorry.
Yeah.
But it's all yeah, it's all good. It's run through, I forget the name of the thing. Something about heart. I'm terrible at stuff. I just looked at it last night too.
It's on the website.
It's on the website.
Either.
It's out there.
I can't remember the exact either, but
yeah.
He also has where donations or sponsors. He is offering product placement.
Absolutely.
Rebel cannot talk today.
If you're local to New Jersey as well, make sure you're getting your products out there because it is in Jersey. It's set in Jersey and it's a local film. So it's a great way to get your products to the masses of the area that you're in if you're in Jersey or close to it.
And it's also a good way to get your foot in the entertainment industry if you're looking, because he's offering for specific donations. You can be associate producer, executive producer. He's got all kinds of fun perks that can come with your donations as well. So definitely check him out.
Absolutely. Support indie films.
Yes. And speaking of indie films, that brings us to our guest today. Thanks for that transition setup.
You're very welcome.
You're so snarky, little one.
I definitely did that on purpose.
I know you did. I know. I can tell. Yeah. Okay. Sure. We'll go with that. Anyway, let's get our party out the back now. He's been waiting plenty long. Because, again, ADHD takes over. He's an actor, producer, writer, director. He's jack of all trades. So, let's bring him on. He can tell you all about himself. Mr. Wren Valentino.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
Hello.
How you doing?
Thanks so much for having me. It's great to be. You two are so much fun. I'm already having a great time.
Thank you.
We get that a lot, actually.
That actually makes me really happy because it's just we have a lot of fun together. So
and it shows. It really does. It comes through.
Even when we play fight, people can tell we're not serious. They're just like, oh, they're like sibling. It's fine.
We made it. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say those are the best people to have in our lives, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We made it 4 minutes in yesterday's recording before we started bickering a little bit. But it's like play bickering.
That's what makes us fun.
And also, even if we actually do argue, it's like later on we're just like, I'm not mad anymore. Are you okay? And then it's like, yeah, you're fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
It's like, I thought you were mad at me, so I've been quiet.
Yeah,
I thought you were mad at me.
And then just moving on. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're good.
Right. We're just going to pretend that didn't happen. So. Yeah. Anyway, why don't you tell the audience about yourself? Because you got a whole lot going on, buddy.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
We thought we were busy.
Seriously.
We were talking earlier, we're busy doing something we love, right? So that's
Absolutely.
what makes it all
Well,
worth
it
it. All
doesn't
that
feel like
juggling.
work if it's what you love.
Right.
If you love
It's
what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
it's so true. So true. I'm very fortunate. I'm primarily a writer. I've written 21 novels. I write in horror,
Wow.
romance, young adult, and thrillers. And then I'm a film producer, secondary. I've to date produced close to 100 films, mostly independent, mostly horror movies. I know we have a lot of people, friends in common because of the industry is such a wonderful, small, beautiful community. And so supportive, right? And then
Yeah.
I started the acting thing. I was an actor when I was younger, on stage. I did a lot of stage work when I was younger. And then during the pandemic, stuck at home, I was like, I'm gonna take a voice acting class because that was something I'd always been interested in doing. And
Oh,
then that led to voice acting roles in horror films. I've worked a lot with SRS Cinema on different projects with them. Lots of voices on the radio and news reporters and all that kind of fun stuff. And then slowly transitioned to on-screen stuff, which has been great. And working, as I know, Rebel, you work with Anthony and Mandy on a bunch of projects as well.
I do. Well,
So
I
so
I
great
am
to
I'm only attached to Boredom and Bloodshed, but I've done a lot of their I've had a lot of their actors come on our
mhm.
show
on the
to kind of
show.
promote their acts or their
Yeah.
works and other works.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've done some film directing. I'm directing a short film this fall. I've directed a feature film called Frozen Stars with Lana Padilla was my lead actress, who was the evil Queen Regina from Once Upon a Time. It was
Oh,
her
Oh
first film
wow.
and my first film, so we had a great time making
oh
that.
my gosh, I love her. I don't know her by name, but like when you say Regina from Once Upon a
But
Time,
right,
I love her.
she's a
She's in
lovely
so many
person.
things.
Yeah,
She seems like
lovely.
she's so genuine and so kind.
Very gen. She slept on my couch a lot when we were making the
Oh my
movie.
god, that's funny. She's so
But
like
she's
she's
great.
so incredible the way that like just that role alone, the way that she like takes it and then she's really evil at first and then she kind of like has that break of
Vulnerability.
consciousness. Yeah, where she
Yeah.
like she realizes like she is just in fact a person.
Yeah, she's an amazing human being, but so talented too. I mean, everything
Yeah,
that she's done's been so great. But
like intense.
that's and I live in California and I love living in California and I spent a lot of time in Los Angeles, as you can imagine. I live in Northern California, but get down to LA quite often because of business stuff and movies and film and all that kind of fun stuff. But yeah, horror is my true love, my first love. It's been the love of my life for many years.
That's
In
what
terms of
we like to
cinema.
hear on this show.
Yeah, and so and just grew up. I was a teenager in the 80s, and I think I had some of the best horror films ever made.
Oh, for
Oh
I'm
sure.
a huge
for
fan of
sure.
all the 80s slasher movies for sure, and all of those have definitely influenced my work, and my acting as well too, because I go back to some of those great people that like Phantasm's a great film to go back to look at, like the original
Yes.
for multi-beat acting and so forth. So there's just so much there to love about the horror film, and it's such an amazing community of people, right? Just
Yeah.
everybody, there's a
Mhm.
place for everybody in the horror community, which is what I love about it. It's so inclusive and inviting, and I'm sure you guys see this too. I see so much of people lifting each other up a lot. Like when someone's
Mhm.
down, we jump in, that kind of thing. So you don't really see that in a lot of other like film communities as much. So it makes it
Yeah.
really special.
There's a lot of people out there that are really cutthroat when it comes to the industries. So it's
Mhm.
always nice to see people that can come
Yeah.
together for a common purpose instead of trying to sabotage each other.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
like,
very true.
guys, there's room for all of us. They
Mhm.
can just watch us both. It's fine. Like
Yeah.
they don't have to choose.
Well,
And I
it's
feel
like
like
that in the podcast
independent.
world too. Like especially like in the genre we're in, like with movies and entertainment and horror. Every podcast we've run into has been really inclusive and really kind, and we all like work together and you know interview each other and all that stuff. So
It's
it's
so,
really
yeah,
interesting that this world, like the horror world, the one you wouldn't expect to be so kind and genuine, is so kind and
so
genuine.
Right.
kind
We're
and so
we're the
genuine.
nicest ones out there and everybody
Yeah.
else is the jerks, but we catch hell because we want to kill people on screen.
Right.
For good
Uh,
reason though. For good
right.
reason.
For cinematic value, it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think it's such a great time to be in the independent horror film community because it's thriving. Like
Oh,
the
it's so
films
big
that
right
are
now.
coming out, the innovation, the stories, the acting. I mean, like all of it is
Right.
just. I think it's such a. We're seeing this wonderful boom of independent horror films and so much support out there. You know, I
Mhm.
think the more distribution opportunities like Tubi and places like that,
Mhm.
that really kind of help independent horror filmmakers connect with bigger audiences. It's a great thing to see it happening right now. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does anybody else have like a specific genre of horror movie that they go to when they're having a bad day? Like if like for example,
Yes.
somebody will cut me off in traffic and, do really dumb stuff, try to kill me, and then I get mad, and then I come home and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm watching shark movies. I just want to watch people get ripped apart on
ripped apart.
screen and eaten and just that's fine.
I like
That's fun.
slasher films. Those are like it's I want to say relaxing, but they're like my comfort thing. I don't know.
Yeah, for me, I love slasher films too, so that's always my go-to. But when I'm having the type of day that you're describing, Rebel, I really like the Final Destination franchise for that
Oh,
very purpose.
yeah.
Because I'm
Oh,
like
that's
watching the accidental things happen to people. And Jeffrey Reddick, who created, it's just such a cinematic creative genius who I just admire greatly. But that would be my go-to for that for sure. Would be the Final Destination.
My husband always tells me I'm basically Betty White from Lake Placid because I'm always rooting for the bad guy to win. Like I don't know what movie we were watching the other night. Actually, I think it was Fear Street Prom Queen. We watched, and the whole time we're like, I can't wait for them to die. I can't wait for this one to die. That one's got to go. That one too. Like
the Fear
we're
Street
rooting.
movies are my daughter's favorite.
The Fear
Yeah.
Street movies.
She's
Yeah,
12.
those are great. They're really good.
Yeah, she's
That
12.
one was
Those are her
pretty.
favorite.
That one, I will say, for being like based on a kid's novel, that one was pretty brutal. I mean, so were the
Yeah.
original Fear Streets. Like the girl getting thrown through the sandwich slicer. Like, oh,
Yeah, she's just all about it. I was like, whatever, man. I mean, I was about her age when I started watching horror movies, so I'm like, I really can't even be mad about it
Yeah.
or upset or like, no, you can't watch that.
I mean, at least she's picking good horror movies to get into.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
One of my biggest pet peeves is
Even if they were bad horror movies, who cares? They're horror movies.
well, like I don't. To me, like I have to have a good story for my horror movie. I can't just have senseless violence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like some of these, that's where it kind of gets shady with independence and even some mainstream these days. It's like some of them just want to go for shock value for the sake of having them come see it. So, the trailer, they put it together and they make it look great. And then
it's terrible.
You go and watch the movie and you realize you saw basically the entire movie from the trailer.
Yeah.
Or all of the best parts are in the trailer. And then you go and you watch it and it's like you sit through 2 hours of nothing and then the last 5 minutes all the action happens.
Yeah.
But by the time the good stuff starts, you're already snoring, man. It happens to me a lot. I wake up at the good parts and I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'll start watching something and I have to ask my husband, hey, what's going on here? What happened with that? What happened to that? And he's like, really? Just watch the movie.
I don't mind a slow movie as long as they're telling the story.
Yeah.
Because you have to like tell the story. Otherwise I'm like, this is really boring. And then I'll just be like, I'm going to go do something else.
Well, and as a writer, I strongly embrace like everything starts and ends with the script. So
absolutely,
it's got to be on that piece of paper to the blueprint for
right.
the filmmaker.
I don't like when things don't make sense.
Yeah, I'm with you though. That the story's got to be there for me too, for that connection to happen.
Absolutely,
for sure.
And
it's got to be somebody or something I'm rooting for, right? That I'm waiting for it to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
I also find myself yeah. I also find myself having issues with like accuracy. So like I forget what movie it was, but like they were trying to go for like historically accurate and the whole time I'm like That's wrong. This is wrong. That's wrong. Nope. Same thing when I was driving the school bus, like Jeepers Creepers #2. I pissed everybody off watching that movie because I'm like, this wouldn't happen. They're missing the emergency hatch here. That door wouldn't lock like that. Are you kidding me right now? And they're like, really? Really? We're watching a scary movie with this big ass creature eating people, and the scariest part to you is the bus
Yes.
not being up to code?
Look, I watched The Tudors because I love, I'm one of those nerds that I like really love that area of history time frame.
Me too.
So I'm watching The Tudors, and like the whole time, like I would just come downstairs. My ex-husband didn't watch it with me, but we were together when I was watching it, and I would like finish an episode and he'd be like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, I'm angry because that's not how any of that actually happened. Like they took so much artistic license, and I'm like, that's history." But that's what I like. The show Outlander, Diana Gabaldon does a really good job of writing like actual historical facts into it without taking too much artistic license to kind of like interject her characters and stuff.
Yeah, and she's talked a lot about her research process and how detailed and intense it is. So I know she's really intentionally wanting to get things right, which is
exactly. And it's so good to see because it's like, as somebody who, appreciates the history behind it, it's like, oh, you can actually get the story of what happened, but from it's almost like reading an American Girl journal thing, where it's like the story of things that happen generally, but she's so good about making sure like her details are accurate.
Yeah, for sure. Great writer. She's a wonderful writer.
Oh,
a really nice person. She's just a great person.
Oh, have you met her?
So a couple different literary things, but she's it's always great to see success happen to people who are very kind.
She seems very, very genuine, like really sweet, and just like she cares a lot about her craft. She cares a lot about the story she's telling. I just like her so much. She's so admirable.
Right, I know, and she she created such iconic characters, which anytime a writer can create characters that resonate with longevity, I'm so like tip of the hat.
There's not like I think a human alive who's read the novels or watched the show, but the novels, if you haven't read them, you have to read them. There's so much more.
Great.
Like you cannot hear the name Jamie Fraser and not be like, oh, my heart. Like
he did a lot for Scottish men, right?
I mean, there's not really a lot you have to do for Scottish men,
for sure, but I think he brought that entire genre in on his own.
If you didn't already like Scottish men, you do now.
Right,
exactly. Diana Gabaldon has changed your life,
right? And the acting on the television version of it is just superb. I mean, the performances they all give, including the supporting cast, I think
the only thing I wish they would have like kind of circled back to is the opening scene when he sees Claire, like the ghost of Jamie sees Claire in the window. I wish they had circled back to that somehow, because like I would love to know more about like how that's happening, or like does she realize who it was later on, things like that.
It kind of has a gothic quality to it too,
right? Because she has this really good way of like wrapping the story around it, because that scene's not in the book, I don't think. That scene is strictly in
I think you're right.
Show.
I think you're absolutely right.
From what I can remember.
It's been a minute since I've read the books, but
I read the most recent one, and I was like on pins and needles waiting for it to come out. I bought it on audiobook, and then I had to buy my dad a copy, and we were reading it at the same time.
I haven't read the newest one yet. I haven't read the most recent one.
I think I want to go back and do it again, but the woman that reads them in audiobook, she's so good, and she's so nice to listen to, because she I feel like a child. She does all the voices. But like it's just the way she tells the story on top of the actual story is just amazing.
Oh, I have to check it out for sure.
Yeah. So good.
Rebel, are you an Outlander fan?
No. I haven't seen any of it. I haven't seen Once Upon a Time either.
Oh, really?
Once Upon a Time is great. It's a lot of fun. It's a fun ride.
If you like retold fairy tales, it's the way to go.
Yeah.
I keep trying to tell you guys right now, it's like Master Chef and Hell's Kitchen all over my TV.
Oh, yeah.
My husband's on a kick with it. So here lately, I get like one horror movie a month, and we watched it last night. So it's going to be a while before I get another one out of him.
Have you read Wicked or seen Wicked?
I saw Wicked.
Rebel.
Yeah. I saw the one that just came out.
Okay.
with
Uh,
Ari.
Again, if you read the book, it's different, but it's kind of the same feel. Once Upon a Time kind of has that same feel where it's like a different telling of fairy tales. It's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So, Ren, why
Yeah,
don't
sorry.
you tell us some of the movies that you've been in and what we can watch you in? Because now I'm going to have to go check out all 200 of them.
I already have your Amazon page pulled up for your books. I just want you to know that.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate
Oh,
that.
good.
Well,
Send it to me because I like to read when I poop.
In case you needed to know.
I think
In
that is
case
like
the entire world needed to know, I
the
read
most
when I
honest
poop,
answer
guys.
ever. Right. Most honest answer ever. Yeah, no, as I was mentioning earlier, I'm really, really happy to be working with Anthony and Mandy. Mandy, who's a fantastic scriptwriter herself, I just got to tell you. Um, so I just finished filming episode 3 of Horror Hound Bites with Mary Kate. I play former fashionista Velvet Vane on the show in the afterlife, and I get the snarkiest, wittiest, mean, like just like super, super sassy dialogue thanks to Mandy, who just writes the funniest. Like I literally, it's so hard to like not laugh during a take because the dialogue is that rich. And just yeah, it's so great. So that I've been working on that a lot, but yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I worked a lot with SRS Cinema. And so I just recently did Venus Dietrap, which was a lot of fun.
Oh, that
Night of the
sounds fun.
Strangers. I just finished recording, it hasn't come out yet. It's called Toy. It's another SRS Cinema. Ouija Slumber Party, Dummy. I um, did a non-horror film as a reporter for a holiday romance movie that'll be out on Amazon this October called Snow Falling on Pumpkins, which is really, if you like, it's complete opposite spectrum from horror, but maybe there's a horror element in there somewhere. But that was with director and writer Jeff London, who I really like a lot. But yeah, and also too, I worked with Mandy and Anthony on Friday the 13th, Blood Loss. And then I worked on a film called Four Nights in Fear Forest, which was a lot of fun. So lots and lots of independent horror movies. I was saying earlier, I started out in voice acting and then moved into now I'm still doing the voice acting stuff. So a lot of time, you hear a voice on the radio or a voiceover of some kind. Sometimes it'll be me doing that work. And I have a little home studio, also known as my bedroom closet. And so I, have my headphones and get in there and do the work and then send the file. And then, months later you hear it in a film. So I just started sort of transitioning. I come from such a background of writing and directing and producing that the acting's still kind of relatively new for me, even though I started there as a child, but just recently moved into the acting field. But yeah, and I've worked on a lot of films as a producer. A lot of movies, a lot of horror movies. Wolf Hollow was one that I was really happy to be a part of, which was a really great werewolf movie. If you've not seen that one,
I actually think I have heard of that one. I know I haven't seen it, but I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, no, it's a really great. And then I just joined the cast of Midnight Maniac with Felissa Rose and a bunch of other great folks are going to be in that. So
I love Felissa Rose. I
one of
literally
the
got
nicest people.
I literally had my wedding last year wearing her Angela on my shirt.
Oh, how fun. Does she know this? You should tell her this if she doesn't know. She would love
We
it.
haven't met her yet.
I have not met her. I don't know her.
We'd love
I've
to
met
have
her.
her.
She's lovely. She's a
I would
lovely
love
human
to.
being.
Can you hook me up with that? Just hook me up.
Well, you know what? She goes to a lot of the conventions that you talked. I don't know if she's going to the ones you shared about, but she's at a lot of conventions and she's so approachable and so lovely and wants to get to know you and talk to you. But the more it's interesting too, because she was one of the reasons she did hosted a screening where I live of Sleepaway Camp probably about a year and a half ago. And we talked after the screening and she knew me as a writer and a producer, but and I hadn't produced a lot of horror movies at that point. And she was in a film at the time called New Fear's Eve, which came out. And she connected me or said, here, you should talk to this person. And then that's kind of how. So I owe so much to Felissa Rose is what I'm getting at. So she's
I'm so jealous.
So generous with information and connecting and just a great person too. But then again, it speaks to the the great people within the horror community.
Oh
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
this may be an unpopular opinion, but you will never convince me that there's a horror movie out there that had a better twist than Sleepaway Camp. Because
It's iconic for a reason, right? It's such a
it's
legendary
iconic for a
film.
reason, yes. And
Yeah.
especially for that time period.
So ahead of its time. Like,
Oh
on
my
many
God.
levels. Many levels, yeah.
It
Well,
just, it was
I mean, they
like,
had, and Felissa Rose, who was so young, to carry that entire film as
yeah, she
a
was only
young
like,
actor.
what, 14 or 15?
Yeah, she was really young, and she did
Wow.
such a great job in that. And it's great that she still embraces it with such a beautiful heart. The movie, that because a lot of people tend to shy away from some of the earlier films, but she did
Yeah.
not, which I love about her.
Yeah, that always gets me too. Like, these actors become known for
Mhm,
roles, and then they absolutely hate the roles that they got.
mhm,
They're like, oh, I don't want anything to do with this. Like, leave me alone about it. And I'm like,
mhm,
but it's the one that made you famous, though.
mhm,
Well, I think some people also don't even want to be famous if it means that they're famous for that role.
mhm.
Like, Robert Pattinson absolutely hated being Edward Cullen.
Right.
And
But
he's like, I
we know
don't,
who he is because of that movie.
Exactly.
right. But like, the whole thing is, he's like, I don't understand why everybody loves this so much. Like, he criticized the movie.
I don't understand
so
that either.
bad. And then he's
I'm
like,
with you, Stella.
he's like,
Yep.
guys, I literally played the character like I was constipated the whole time,
Mhm.
and everybody's in love with me for it.
I feel like Taylor Lautner did an all right job, but I feel like
Mhm.
most of the main actors, I feel like, were just kind of like just there, like
Phoning
because
it
they were
in.
just young.
And
like,
I mean, a couple
yeah,
of
like
them
they weren't giving
really
their
well
all.
known. I mean, Robert Pattinson
Yeah.
had been in like a few things to get his name out there, but he
Mm.
wasn't super well known before Twilight. Ashley
Right.
Greene, nobody knew her before Twilight. Jackson Rathbone, again, nobody knew him before Twilight.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Kristen Stewart, on the other hand, she was a pretty big name already.
Yeah.
But like,
And she's
Twilight
done some
just
great work.
amplified that.
Yeah.
She's
I feel like
directing now too, which is really cool. She's
Oh, that's
branching
cool.
out.
Well, I think like Twilight probably wasn't her best performance anyways, because like to me it was just very like monotone the entire time. Like what I saw of it.
Well,
Because
that's
I
how it
watched
was
the first one and
supposed to
couldn't do it
be.
again.
That's
But it's
how it was
just
supposed to be
there's
from the book. The book made her that way.
I just feel like there was a better way to do that. Like it's not very inviting to watch.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I was being forced to watch a movie that nobody wanted to be in.
Yeah.
Like it's like this
It's
is like give it
I'm-
something.
Yeah.
I mean, Taylor Lautner really wanted to be in it, though, because
He looked like he wanted to be in
he
it.
had to fight to be in his role. Like, he
Mhm.
was fine being the younger Jacob, but then when he had to do that big transition and become the wolf Jacob, like, he really had to fight to keep that role. Like, he had to lose weight. He had to go on
Yeah.
a extreme training regimen to bulk up for it. Like, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But like, he did it because he didn't want to lose that role because he knew how big it was going to be. I don't blame him, but I feel bad that like he really hasn't done much since, because I really liked him. I thought he was a great actor. But like, he kind of fell off the face of the earth a little bit after that. He did like 1 or 2 movies and then boom, gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
It happens for sure.
Kinda
You just reach a high level of success and it's hard to sustain that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to add, just to kind of backtrack a little bit, to Midnight Maniac. The Indiegogo is active. I'm looking at it right now. It's still active. So
Yes, it is. Thank you for
support
mentioning.
indie movies. It is out there. There are a couple of roles, and there's a voice acting role. Your face on a missing poster. You can get merch. So there's lots of stuff out there. So just if anybody wants to get in on that, it's very active right now.
Is that your way of saying you want us to get in on that, Stella?
If you want us to. I probably can't go film it, so it might just be you.
Hey, you can do the voice acting from home. That's
I
fine.
actually could. And there's a remote newscaster role here as well. So
Mhm.
You could
that's
do that.
also really cool. I could, because
You
my
wouldn't have to
backyard's
go
actually
anywhere.
really pretty. So like there's just like woods behind me.
She
You would
takes
never know.
pride in that garden she's got going too.
It is a mini garden. Okay. I have broccoli that is like super tall for some weird reason. It's starting to sprout. My cauliflower too. I got the biggest cucumber the other day. Dude, I was so excited.
It's
I
from
didn't
all
eat
the
it yet.
bodies she hid in there.
Shh. They make really great compost. Don't tell anybody. Stop.
The Midnight Maniac is Justin W. Smith's project, and he's
Correct.
great to work with. I just want to throw that out there. And Lisa Wilcox is in that movie as well.
Oh, I remember her from Nightmare on Elm Street series.
Yeah, exactly. So
She
it's a really
was-
great cast. And
Yeah,
Angel Nicole Bradford, who's been in a lot of films recently, she's in there as well. So it's a really great cast, a lot of fun. And I feel like Justin's in California, like Central California, maybe. I don't know that for sure, but I've worked with him on a couple different projects. This is the first time I've worked as an actor on the project. I worked as like associate producer for some of his other stuff. But yes, I encourage everyone to get involved with that project. It's great.
yeah. This is actually really cool.
We encourage everybody to get involved with everybody's project. We don't
There's so many
discriminate.
great things out there.
Even if it's just buying a little bit of merch or something, like a DVD or
Every little bit
a
helps.
T-shirt. Like I bought a
Yeah.
Pillar Pizza T-shirt.
A pillar
Kill-
pizza.
Is that what I said? A Killer
Yeah.
Pizza T-shirt is what I was saying.
It's hard to say.
She said pillar pizza.
A Pillar Pizza T-shirt.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that can't talk today. I told you. You see, you can tell we're related, right? We're not biologically related, but we should have been.
It doesn't matter.
Chosen family.
We're related. Yeah, exactly.
We are so much alike for not being biologically related. I don't think we could be much more alike.
Exactly. The personality is the same. The blood is not.
We finish each other's sentences. We think the same things.
If we're together, we'd finish each other's sandwiches.
Right?
We can't be trusted in public together to not giggle for 3 hours in a restaurant. It's fine.
While
Yeah,
trying to eat lettuce with
You
an
were the
ice
only one
cream
eating
shop.
lettuce.
No, I wasn't. You had a salad too.
Was it a salad? I thought I didn't. I don't freaking know.
You had a side salad with your meal, just like I did, and we did not get far enough to eat anything but the salad. Because
All I know is we
for 3
giggled
hours.
forever, and then all I could think about was ice cream down the street.
I kid you not. We seriously laughed so much, like we thought we were gonna get kicked out, and actually we kept apologizing to our waiter, and he's like, "No, I wish you guys would stay forever. You're the best." I'm like, "Oh, we think we're being difficult, and you love us. Okay, great."
And then we tipped it really well for putting up with us for 3 hours because he
That's
could have just
good.
been being nice.
Yeah.
See, I told you, you two are a lot of fun.
At least we think so.
Yeah, you should see us on weekends.
It is the weekend, Rebel.
I know.
What are you
But
talking
it's the
about?
end of the weekend, Stella. It's Sunday.
So,
All the fun happens between Friday and Saturday.
not for me.
The only
None
good
of the
thing that
fun.
happens on Sundays is church.
Ow.
Which I'm terrible because I don't even go to.
That's okay.
There's other forms of church, right?
Exactly.
Than actual church.
Welcome to mine.
Yeah, exactly.
Giving the world quality entertainment, one interview at a time.
Yeah.
Exactly. All I did this weekend was like house stuff, so and run errands. That's all I've done. And talk to Rebel because this is my life. And it's fun.
I
Such a
made
nice
your
break.
life fun.
You do. You do. And I appreciate you so much.
I tell her all the time, I would have never made it this far if she wasn't the one holding my hand.
Oh, that's great. That's so nice. You guys have such a beautiful connection.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy because like we spent a lot of years not together and then
Mhm.
we reconnected and it's been just like a roller coaster ever since.
Yeah,
It's like
Sometimes
nothing's
things take
ever
time.
changed.
Yeah, sometimes things take time.
it's true.
Maybe a little too much time in this case, but sometimes things take time.
It only took 40 years. It's fine.
That's all right. That's all right.
It's fine. So, if you could pick your favorite slasher, who would it be?
Me or Stella? I would.
You
both.
I'll jump in for my favorite slasher. Is the original Halloween.
Oh,
Michael Myers.
Definitely. Yeah, that's my. I felt, and I saw it when I was 14 and I was babysitting, but that's a story for another time. But on Halloween.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
but it changed my. I was I think 12 or 13 when I first saw that, and I fell in love with horror because of that movie, quite honestly. And it just felt it's such a great trial by fire, right? Throw you into the 5 feet first. I love that movie for so many reasons. One, it was shot on a shoestring budget,
Mhm.
and so much of the violence is implied and never seen on the screen. It's such an
Yeah.
effective way. It's very Hitchcock, the way that John Carpenter and Deborah Hill made that film. But I just love that film for so many reasons. The cinematography, the score, that
Mhm.
iconic theme music in there.
Oh yeah.
And you know, the holiday of Halloween will ever forever be associated with that movie. So
Mhm.
it's just so iconic
It's like
and
the perfect title
perfect title, perfect everything. And if
because
I
you'll
think it's
never.
supposed to be called like the Babysitter Murders or something originally, and then they changed the title. Thank gosh, they changed the
Yeah.
title.
Well,
And then of course
originally,
it gave me Halloween 4, which is my favorite sequel in the Halloween film franchise. And I just finally got to meet Danielle Harris from Halloween
Oh,
4.
really?
I'm
Who's
jealous.
lovely, lovely, lovely. And I had been a fan for a long time. So I, had a fan moment when I was like, oh my gosh, you're Danielle Harris and
Yeah.
you're so iconic to me. But that was my favorite Halloween. But
She's been
Halloween
making the
3,
convention circuit, so that's really cool.
yeah,
There's
she's very, very great. Very tiny, but so sweet.
I
So sweet.
heard she was really like a small human.
Stella, what's your favorite slasher? What's your go-to?
So this is an unpopular opinion. I say I like slasher films, but I feel like every time I'm asked what my favorite one is, it's not a slasher film. Weirdly enough, this is sacrilegious, so please don't roast me. I like the remake of the Leatherface movies, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I love Jessica Biel,
Okay, yeah, that's a
and
good. I own that one. That's great.
yeah, I really liked that. I like the way that it was done.
I
Um,
actually kind of thought that one was better than the original,
I thought
if
it
we're
was a
being
really
honest.
great homage to the original, but it kind of gave you the like quality of like a newer, not nowadays, but the newer kind of movie where you could see more things happen.
Mm,
Um, but there was a TV show. I don't know if you guys saw it. There's a TV show not super long ago, and again, I say that, but it probably was, actually called Slasher. And I loved that show. Like that was probably one of the best things I've ever seen because it was a TV show, but it was all about this like slasher in this town, and there was a really cool
oh,
twist.
I think I saw. Was it on Shutter? I feel like it was on Shutter.
Something like that.
Okay.
It was like not well known, and the girl
Yeah, it
was
was.
so pretty,
Yeah,
but I can't
it was
remember who
really.
she was.
Yeah, I
That
did. I
ran
think
for
I
like
saw
4
it.
seasons.
It was so good. Like I loved that show. But yeah,
I liked Scream too, the Scream series that they did with Bex
Mhm.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Is that your favorite slasher, Rebel?
Oh, no, my favorite slasher, Sleepaway Camp.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go.
That's
Yay.
why.
Yeah.
So when we had our wedding last year, we did a Friday the 13th and Sleepaway Camp theme because we got married on Friday the 13th, and
That's
Friday the
awesome.
13th is my husband's favorite slasher. And
Mhm.
we actually have the mask from number 8 signed by Kane Hodder that he wore for the wedding.
Oh,
So
fun.
I had, obviously, Jason doesn't have any love interest in his series. So the closest I could get to that was Sleepaway Camp with Angela, because
Mhm.
in all of the Sleepaway Camps, there's Jason's mask somewhere in it.
Yeah.
So I ended up, obviously, I couldn't just dress like her because nobody would know who I was.
Mhm.
So I have a shirt that says Sleepaway Camp on it, and it has the twist ending on the shirt.
Mm,
It
right.
has like a picture of Felissa Rose, but
Mhm.
like certain things are bleeped out. But yeah,
Yeah.
like
How
it's on
fun.
my shirt, and it's got like Paul's head on the bottom. So yeah, it was pretty cool. But I loved the original Sleepaway Camp, but I
Mhm.
also really, really liked the sequels with Pamela Springsteen.
Yeah. I just watched both of those not too long ago. The 2 and 3.
And there's apparently 4 and 5. Like I think I've seen 5 where Springsteen and Felissa Rose come together in the role.
Oh, huh.
So yeah, that was the last one, but it's not very well known and it's hard to find. Because number 4 was basically just a recap of the first 3 movies, and then
Mm.
they did number 5, and Felissa Rose was in it, and so was Pamela Springsteen. So they kind of came together as the role to work together, but nobody really put 2 and 2 together that they were both the role of Angela. But yeah, Sleepaway Camp is like the female Jason Voorhees for sure. And I always liked her personality. Like, that was the thing. That's what's been really kind of messing me up with all these remakes, is like people take away what made these things great. Like the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. Part of what made Freddy great was Freddy. His personality and his, cunning wit, and how he'd be like,
but also, like, Robert Englund himself, just the way he is, I think it's like he is Freddy.
Yeah. Those are definitely some hard shoes to fill. But like Jackie Earle Haley's Freddy Krueger, pardon my French, was a little too slow for me. He was a little on the special side, not in a good way. Like I'm saying, part of what made Freddy was his ability to think quick on his feet, and he could, be careful what you wish for, because they'd be like, oh, I wish I was out of here, and then he'd just kill them and they'd be out of there, But like Jackie Earle Haley's was like, just, he had no personality. He's like, why are you screaming? I haven't even cut you yet. And I'm like, I feel like I could walk and get away from this guy. Like, I feel like if I just poked him in the right spot, he'd go down and I'd be fine. It would be fine. So, and then, Jason Voorhees, the Friday the 13th remake, part of what made Jason was not having any real ties to the world. He wasn't a conscious figure. Like, he couldn't really think, he just did. He was just like a machine that just rolled over people. And in the remake, he was basically like meant to be a human because he could separate people from each other, because, he saved the one girl because she reminded him of his mother, or she had a locket like his mom wore. Jason didn't do that in the originals. So it's like you took away half of what made him.
Right.
Just like I love Rob Zombie's Halloween, but I feel like a lot of what made Michael Myers so great was not knowing anything about him. And Rob is kind of like me. I want to see an origin story. So he gave us an origin story, but at the same time, it kind of took away from the original series. And don't even get me started on that series, because it's so messed up. Like, I don't understand how in the original Halloween, Laurie was his sister and there was this whole thing. And now later series is like, oh, they were never related. She's just his obsession. Like, it took away the whole
canon of it. Yeah.
It took everything away from it. I don't understand like why we like that erases Danielle Harris's character. Like, she never existed. Like, like, we have a whole series that no longer exists.
I really wanted to see her, Danielle Harris, in more of the. I mean, she did the Rob Zombie Halloweens, but yeah, she's just such a great actress.
Yeah, I love her.
Very good.
It just, it drives me crazy when we fall in love with these characters for so many years, and then somebody comes along, they're like, oh, we're just gonna throw that whole thing out and act like it never happened.
But you can't do that with a classic series like that. Like, if you did that with like a smaller movie, nobody would really notice. But
that's kind of why I'm kind of glad how things played out with Chucky recently. Granted, I'm not thrilled that they're not bringing back the 4th season to finish the story, but at least in that series, when they decided to steer away from the comedy, they still continued from the original story. They didn't just act like Andy Barclay never existed. They were just like, okay, now we're moving on to this part and we're explaining it this way, and boom, here's Andy back. But then, it kind of felt like they steered away from the comedy aspect just to go right back to it, because I guess they realized that people wanted Chucky to be funny, not scary.
Yeah.
Because,
I could see that, yeah.
The Curse of Chucky was meant to be back to rein in the comedy that happened between Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky. So it was trying to steer the franchise back to being horror only.
Dude, Seed of Chucky was fucking weird.
Yeah.
That was
And
fucking
then,
weird.
but then that only lasted for one movie. And then we got Cult of Chucky with a bunch of Chuckies running around. Which put it right back to being a comedy. And then the series just continued building from that. And it was kind of a mix of, you know, oh my God, I can't believe he just did this, to, oh my God, that's hilarious. So it was a mix of, and yay. But I'm really mad at how they left it. I'm not thrilled. They need to bring Brad back. Which actually is funny because when they did the remake of Chucky, I was actually okay with it because they changed the story itself. Like they changed it to where it was enough like the original, but it was its own story, standalone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it wasn't a human Chucky anymore. It was an AI Chucky, which is the only reason they got Mark Hamill to voice him, because he refused to do it out of respect to Brad Dourif until they changed it to where it had nothing to do with Brad's original character. They had to make it to where he wasn't filling the shoes of Brad Dourif because he was like, no, you guys, he's still alive. Go get him. Like, I'm not doing it. I'm not touching it. Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched him say that in like an interview one day. He was like, yeah, when they approached me to do Chucky's voice, I was like, absolutely not. You better go get Brad to do it, because
I never realized how much Mark Hamill does voice acting until like
yesterday.
He
does a lot. He does a lot.
Yeah, we were watching something. You think I would know because I just watched it, whatever it was, and I was like, "Oh my God, that's Mark Hamill's voice." Because I had to look up something else for. I'm that person. I'm always on my phone, like in the movies, like looking up who's who and what's what. And I was like, "Oh my God, that's Mark Hamill!" And then it was with my dad, and he was like, "Wait, who? What?" Because he's a big Star Wars fan, so we were like, "Wait, I'm sorry, what?" Because he sounds different than he did back in the day, but I didn't realize how much voice acting he actually does.
Yeah.
So I did not realize he was the voice of Chucky either until right now.
I didn't either until I saw that interview. I had no idea it was him.
Yeah.
I really just thought it was some robotic voice that they got done. I had no idea it was literally Mark Hamill.
Proof that you cannot always recognize voices of voice actors.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just so. I mean, that just is an homage to their craft, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, go ahead. No,
I was just gonna ask Wren, like, when you do a voice, obviously you know your voice inside your head, and I know we all hate our sound of our voices outside. Do you feel that same way when you're a voice actor? Do you feel like you're giving it like a different like sound and feel than your actual voice?
Yeah, definitely. I play around with cadence and tone and timbre and all those things to kind of fit it. You know, like thinking about, because sometimes when you do the voice acting, it's just a few lines, right? Especially when you just, you know, the voice on the radio. So I always go for clarity, like to making sure that I can be completely understood, even if I have a character voice on top of it. But yeah, no, I'm still learning like the flexibility of my voice, if that makes sense, like what my voice can do. So, and I'm really lucky that I've gotten stuff that's really kind of like gotten me to step out of that comfort level of just using my own voice, my own head voice, as you were talking about. But yeah, the voice is such an interesting instrument. And when it's just your voice, and I feel like there's a little bit of like safety to it because no one's seeing you, they're just hearing you. So you can make like the funniest faces while you're recording it that nobody sees to get the voice.
No one will know.
I do. I get all the stupid faces of this group.
Yeah.
Well, like, and we were talking about like being in films and such, and I'm like, honestly, like, I would love to act, but I think voice acting would be much better for me because I feel like it would just be so much more relaxing for me as a person to not be seen, to just be able to make like whatever faces I want to make and just, you know, do whatever I have to do with my mouth.
I can record my voiceovers, you know, like 9 o'clock at night after everyone's had dinner and gone to bed, except for me. So the schedule of voice acting, of not having to be somewhere physically, is really conducive to family life and being all the things to other people that we have to be. So
And that's the other
there's
thing.
that too. There's
Yeah.
that piece to it too. It's really flexible with schedule.
That's the
I've
other thing.
been-
Like being a voice actor is very flexible. Go ahead, Rebel. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, you're fine. I was just saying that I would love to do voice acting, except I hate my voice, especially. I don't like my voice in person, let alone over the camera or microphone, because I think I sound completely different than I do in person.
That's
so
how I feel.
I'm like, I'll go back and watch our show sometimes, and I'll be like, "Is that really what I sound like? Really?"
Oh, I know.
Ew.
I do the same thing because like I hear your voice as it sounds on camera, but I don't hear my voice that same way. So, but
I think your voice is great.
I've always been told I have a great voice, and I'm like,
You
that's not
do.
what
You
I
have a great
hear.
voice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's when like
I know.
that's not what I hear. But that's part of the reason I was like, I think being a voice actor would work for me because
Mm-hmm.
everyone seems to like it except for me. So
And there's a lot of opportunities out there for voice actors. I mean, they need, when you think about when you watch a movie, like how much stuff you hear that you never see.
right,
When you're a voice actor, you look at a movie very differently because you're like you're listening to the movie as opposed to watching it. But
right,
there's so many opportunities out there, like through backstage and just different casting outlets for sure.
yeah, that's what I think I kind of might start looking at is doing like voice acting roles and stuff, and just like indie films and such, just to kind of get it out there and just start somewhere.
There's a
Yeah.
great organization, Stella, called the Voice Caster, that I went to. I really got. They offer like a self-guided sort of like 10 episode short video introduction of voiceover.
Mhm.
I don't remember. Doesn't cost very much, but it's so worth it. Like I go back to it constantly. Kelly, I remember Kelly's last name, who runs it. She's a casting director for voice, and she put together this series of informative videos, and it really breaks down like how to get into the industry, how to create a demo, like all these great things, the differences within voice acting. I really recommend it to anyone who's thinking about
Okay.
voice acting, because I did it and I got such great value out of it. They teach like other classes and stuff. A lot of them are online, but it's called the Voice Caster, and it's something I share with my students a lot too. Of just like, hey,
Well, I'm going to
this is
email you
what-
anyways because I want to email you the chapter and a half I've written.
Yes, please do. I'd love to read it.
So I'll email you. So if you wouldn't mind sending that back to me, that'd be great.
Yep, I'd be happy to.
Yeah, because that's going to be really cool.
Mhm.
Oh,
It's all
that
about
was
sharing
nice.
our resources, right? It's just like when you
Exactly.
find something that works, you got to tell somebody else so they know it works.
Well, and that's the thing, and it's just like what we were talking about before. Is like everybody that we've run into for the most part in the industry has been really helpful and like sharing
Mhm.
resources and
Mhm.
just really welcoming for like new talent and whatever it is, just very enveloping. Especially like Anthony and Mandy, who just they're so willing to help anybody get anywhere. And I
Yeah,
love
they're
that.
really
Yeah.
great people.
Yeah,
And so talented.
They've definitely opened a lot of doors for thriving in chaos.
they
I'll give them
absolutely
that.
have. Yeah, and they're both
Actually-
really talented.
They're really good about creating community. They've
Oh,
created a
so much
beautiful
so.
community of people, very talented people. We do read throughs for each episode of Horror Hound Bites with Mary Kate, and I'm always so blown away by the level of talent within our cast, like how they were able to bring all of these people together. So many of them are voice actors as well, but they're doing on-screen stuff too, and it's just they've done such a great job of like they're so great at communication and just
Mhm.
encouraging people. Like I get the sweetest messages from Andy
Mhm.
about performance and stuff, and it's just it's what you want every experience to be, quite honestly. So yeah, I can't wait to see what they do next, quite honestly. I feel like there's a lot of eyes on them in the industry
Mhm.
because they've been
Oh,
producing
yeah.
so many great things, and just how they've been able to bring together so many people
Yeah,
and make it all work. I can't even imagine like what the
I don't know when they
schedule is.
sleep. Like
I know,
ever
right?
know when they sleep.
Right.
They
They
never
do
sleep.
when they do
Mhm.
anything that's not a movie. Like
Right.
I
But and at the end of the day, they're just great people.
Yeah.
You want to if you're in the industry, you just want to surround yourself with great people. So I feel really
absolutely.
lucky to. I'm having so much fun with Velvet Vein. It's one of my favorite characters I've ever got to.
I love
play,
the
so.
name.
Right, that's all Mandy. That's a Mandy
Oh,
came
I love
up
that
with
so much.
You
Yeah.
know, I picture the two of them sleeping at night, like, and Mandy like tossing and turning, like, oh, makeup. I gotta write down this makeup, and
Yeah, yeah.
Anthony, oh, we gotta cast this, and I gotta change this script. Like they
Yeah.
just wake up out of sleep, still writing.
New ideas, yeah.
Mhm.
sleep with notepads by the side of the bed so they can write in their sleep.
Right?
Mhm.
They're like, oh, come on, spirits. Let me just use an auto writer right now. Like, just come write it for me.
I wonder if they talk in their sleep, just like record themselves. I bet all kinds of crazy shit would happen. Just the way that their minds are like always
I have a
going.
little notepad because my writing brain doesn't turn off when I'm sleeping. I'll have a dream that's a real, and I learned very early on have something because I'm not going to remember it in the morning, and so I'll just
Mhm.
and then I'll wake up in the morning and I'll be like trying
Be
to
like,
transcribe.
what's this?
What was I thinking? What was this about? So maybe they do something similar. They've got something on their nightstand.
I've done that before, like put it in my notes in my phone real quick, and then I'm like,
Uh-huh.
what the fuck is
What was
purple
the
fluffy
point? Yeah,
clouds
what was?
for?
Yeah, I'm with you on
Yeah,
that too.
or something.
That's always the
We have good
thing.
intentions, though, right?
Right.
You set a reminder and then can't remember what it's for.
Yeah, I've done that all the time. I was like, what is this? Why is this alarm going off?
Yeah, thank God my alarm has where I can put what it's for. Otherwise,
Okay.
I'd forget half the time. I'd be like,
Oh,
I'm waking up. Why?
Yeah.
I told my kid last night, oh, I'll call you back in 15 minutes. And then we got off of our interview last night. And it was like a half an hour later. She's like, can we call now? And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I totally forgot.
Because
yeah,
we got into
totally.
talking to Tyrell. Yeah.
We were just chatting about stuff. I was like, I am so sorry, man. Whoops.
Boy, that hour went quick.
Oh, seriously.
So much
Ugh.
fun to talk to both of
Ugh.
you, and so
I know
great.
we could talk to you forever.
I
And
know. I
thank
love
you
a good
for
talk.
doing this. You guys offer such a wonderful platform for all of us artists to come and talk about our work and get to know you. So thank you so much for
Yeah.
hosting this and doing and offering
Thank
this as a great
you.
way to meet more people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate everyone that takes the time to come on our show. And, we love being part of this community and we love giving back as much as we can,
Yeah. It's been so good to us just to like be able to have these conversations, and it's really opened up. I'm kind of a sheltered human. I don't do much, but like I don't do
Same.
much, but I'm always busy. But it's really like opened up those doors to be able to like find things to do and like new books to read or movies to watch or sometimes music to listen to or whatever. Like I never
Yeah.
would have even opened up the indie movie world if it hadn't been for us doing this and reaching out to Anthony and Mandy. So
Mhm.
like I'm so in love with the entire community because, as a person who only grows up with mainstream things, you think constantly like, oh, this is all there is, but it's not. There's so much like meat and potatoes and like the
Mhm.
getting to the mainstream thing. And I honestly think I like the community and the feel of like these smaller indie films because you get a lot more out of them. There's a lot more passion behind them, I think.
Yeah.
It would not surprise me if Anthony and Mandy were the next Terrifier,
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
where
But
it
that's what I was saying,
started
there's
like
lot
a
of
no
hype.
name and became huge.
Yeah.
And we're going to help it get there.
That's a goal. To help everybody get where they want to be.
Yeah.
That's the reason for the season.
Well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it, and
Thank
enjoy
you
the
for
rest
being
of the
here.
evening. And Rebel, good luck with school.
Yeah.
It's very inspiring what you're doing at the same time. So keep your eye on that finish line.
I'm a straight A student. I just like to complain about it.
Sometimes you have to complain. You're allowed to have your feelings.
Well, I don't have kids. I don't have house chores. I don't have much going on since I've been sick. So my entire life revolves around indie horror currently. So
there are worse things.
I was gonna say there's worse things.
There's worse addictions I could
Right.
muster up.
Yeah.
But
Probably not as fun though.
That's
the other
true.
Probably
things.
not.
That's true.
I'm like, I could buy drugs or I could buy a movie roll.
Buy movie rolls
Buy a
and then
movie
actually
Buy
roll.
the movie roll.
Every
Always go
time.
for the movie roll every time.
Every time. Way healthier too.
Yeah. And you get to meet great people, right?
And
Have
sometimes you
fun.
get to see
Exactly.
places you wouldn't normally see. So
Yeah, I get to travel all over the country now. So
And film is immortal. Film is that forever. You're going to leave that
Absolutely.
behind as
It
part of your
is.
legacy. So,
drugs are
It
right now.
is.
Okay. Don't do drugs, okay?
no one. No one
Okay,
listens
drugs
to
are
this.
bad.
Okay.
Okay.
We were children of the 90s. If you couldn't tell.
We were. South Park raised us all.
I was never allowed to
Anyway.
watch it, but it doesn't mean I got to avoid it.
Yeah, that's very well put.
I had
Same.
friends.
Anyway, you have a great rest of your day.
Yeah.
Stella
Thank you
out.
so
See you
much.
later.
Yeah,
And on
thank
that
you.
note, guys,